Did y'all enjoy that?
Yeah.
I know I enjoyed moving down that Soul Train line. It was really fun. And I know the words we learned will definitely strengthen our skills for writing essays for school and help us with the verbal part of the SAT.
Yeah, Langston, that was fun. And I hope the audience learned some new words too. I know that 70s music, plus seeing the Soul Train dancers go down the Soul Train line, probably brought back memories for some of you parents out there.
Yeah, I bet it did. All right, Charity and Langston. It's time now to move on to our next presentation. It focuses on what we learned from our classes. The presentation will share a few things we learned during our time on the campus of Fort Valley State University.
You'll get the chance to hear about some of the mathematical equations and coding concepts we learned in our classes with Dr. Kevin Zhu and Mr. Timothy Pendleton, or Mr. P as we call him.
Additionally, the presentation will reveal what we learned about renewable and non-renewable energy in our session with Ms. Lisa Rashidi. At this time, the MC Scholars will share information from these academic sessions in this next skit, which portrays the MC Scholars as Army privates who are being tested to determine whether they will get promoted to the next rank. Will the privates pass? Let's watch the skit to find out. Hey, listen, I think I hear their cadence call.
Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. I don't know what I've been told.
I don't know what I've been told.
MC stars will reach their goals.
MC stars will reach their goals.
Study hard for day and night.
Study hard for day and night.
Making sure they get it right.
Making sure they get it right.
Sound off.
1, 2,
Sound off.
3, 4.
Architects, oh! Architects, y'all been here for a week studying math, renewable, non-renewable, energy, coding, and some new information at the University of Texas Austin. This will be the final challenge to see if you're worthy of being in this prestigious program. And this squad is all for one and one for all. So in order for all to pass, the whole squad must pass. Each of you will have to answer one question. If all answer correctly, the whole squad will pass. But if just one of you answers incorrectly, the whole squad will fail.
But, sir, I must vehemently protest. I find this quite unfair, due to the fact that I am quite intelligent, whereas other members of my squadron are incompetent and lack the vernacular to illoquially and precisely regurgitate the quintessence of the required information.
Cadet Einstein, I vehemently suggest you close your trap. I am in charge here. You will not speak unless I give you the order to do so. And if you have a problem with that, your ascension will be halted. Do you understand?
Sir, yes, sir.
As I was saying, everyone has to answer correctly to pass. All right, let's start with you, Einstein. What is a function in a relation?
So, I have learned that the difference between a function and a relation is that a relation can have multiple different outputs for a single input, whereas a function can only have a single input for every single output. A relation is an ordered pair of elements. It can be the subset of the Cartesian model, which is also called a dyadic relation, or a two-place relation. Relations are used so that models and concepts can be formed. A function, on the other hand, has one input for every single output, which can consist of x and y. They can also be graphed as they can also be expressed as verbally in an equation, in a graph, or in a table. That is the basic differentiation between a relation and a function.
Your answer is correct. Now fall back in line.
Sir, yes, sir.
Moving on. What's your name, Private?
My name is Billy Bob Farmer Boy, sir. On account of my folks back home call me Billy Bob, and we live on the farm.
All right, Farmer Bob.
Excuse me, sir, and I mean no disrespect, cause my mom and pa raised me right, but I gotta tell you, it's Billy Bob Farmer Boy.
Farmer Bob, this ain't no classroom, and we ain't in your farm. So just step forward and tell me what the 3 sectors of the oil and gas industry is.
Well, sir, the 3 sectors of the oil and gas industry are upstream, midstream, and downstream. The upstream sector deals with geological surveys, mining, and drilling. The midstream sector handles transportation through means such as pipelines, oil tanker ships, trains, and trucks. Lastly, there's a downstream sector where we, the people, benefit from these natural resources through means such as refineries, gas stations, and retail stores. As a matter of fact, I gotta get home to my big girl, Bertha. You see, Bertha's my old reliable oil rig, and ooh-wee, let me tell you, she can pump the best darn oil you've ever seen. She just has these purty nuts and bolts about her that just make you want to watch her pump oil on and on and on.
Son!
And on.
Hold
and
on!
on.
Your answer is correct. Now fall back in line.
Okay, sir.
All right, kids, you're halfway there. Now, who are you two? Oh, who are you?
Sir, I'm the fabulous one. They call me Pretty Prissy Pan and Pink. And well, I was wondering, are we gonna be finished in enough time for me to get my nails done? I scheduled for a 2:30 appointment because you see, Saturdays are my Pamper Pretty Pam day.
Pretty Pam, the only thing you're going to be doing is dropping to give me 50 if you don't hand over that pink scarf and tacky pink cap.
But sir, it's gonna ruin my ensemble. My fashion sense is impeccable, and these accessories accent my outfit.
Cadet Pretty Pam, I'm going to compensate your accessories, and I can let you know right now, you definitely won't make your appointment if you don't answer my question correctly. So get your mind on business and stop thinking about your business time.
Sir, yes, sir.
Cadet Pam, since you're obviously aware about the containers in your makeup, let's see if you know any containers coding. What is coding?
Well, the coating field, it doesn't have a blush container, or a lipstick container, or even an eyeshadow container. But I do know that there is a container involved. Let me think. Oh yeah, the containers used in coding for variables are what you asked about. Variables are values that can change, depending on the conditions or on the information passed to the program. And just so you know, a program typically consists of instructions that tell the computer what to do, or data that the program uses when it is running.
Good job, Cadet. Fall back in line. For this next question, I'm calling on the dynamic duo.
With a dynamic duo, we're here to say,
We can out-rap anybody any day.
just ask anything that you want to know.
And we're better than $1,000 know the answer for sure.
This is not a hip-hop jam, so stop fooling around and tell me what a renewable and non-renewable energy source is.
Sir, here's a 411. Renewable energy source is energy that is generated in a natural means in an unlimited supply, such as wind, solar, geothermal, hydroelectric, and biomass. Let me break it down for you. Solar energy comes from the sun in the form of solar radiation. Wind energy is caused by the conversion of wind into electricity with the use of wind turbines. Geothermal comes from within the earth, originating in its core. Hydroelectric comes from the conversion of free-falling water into electricity. And lastly, biomass comes from organic matter, especially plant matter, that can be converted into fuel, and is therefore regarded to as a source of potential energy.
Non-renewable energy?
Is a bad mamma jamma.
It means it's a limited supply.
Check it out, Sarge. Non-renewable energy is energy generated from natural resources that cannot, I repeat, cannot be readily, oh, my bad. Cannot be readily replaced by natural means if used up. Some common forms of these non-renewables include natural gas, crude oil, and coal. But like I said, there may be a one day when these non-renewables may run out, and eventually, that's when, my bad. These non-renewables may run out, and that's when these renewables my partner told you about coming to play and pick up the slack, Jack.
Fall back in line. All right, you all answered my questions correctly, but I just have one final question to see if you're worthy of being in this prestigious program. Choose one cadet amongst you to answer one final question.
Naturally.
Now it's time. All right, cadet. What is the mascot for Fort Valley State University?
It's
Cadet, I need an answer. Answer the question.
The Wild Cougars.
Incorrect. The mascot for Fort Valley State University is the Wildcat. Since he got it wrong, you're all demoted back to Magnus. Fall back in line. Left, right, left. I don't know, but I've been told.
I don't know, but I've been told.
These cadets didn't reach their goals.
These cadets didn't reach their goals.
They thought you had it in the bag.
Thought we had it in the bag.
But Einstein missed it, now we're
But
sad.
Einstein missed it, now we're sad.
Sound off.
1, 2,
Sound off.
3, 4.
Break it down.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Left,